Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meaty69 and we are back with the buffed T-34-3. I have made a review on this tank already when it was released in crates, but it has since been buffed and I have been asked by a few people to review it again after the buff. Now, what buff did it get? So the frontal armour went from 170 to 190, and the front armour of the turret hatches went from 100 to 150mm. Now, when I read that, people are actually saying that this tank is a good tank now. After the buff, it's a good tank. For me, that is not what the buff was needed. It really, really wasn't. The gun, okay, it does 400 or so alpha, 404 there on the Carnarvon, and I really don't think the armor buff was needed. I think the reload is way too long, 13.5 seconds reload. I think that's way too long. The penetration is quite poor, 175, I believe. The speed, I don't think is great. The hull armor isn't great. And I just think that the turret buff, is that all you're going to give this tank? I still find this tank not a great tank. Now, we do have a couple of nice-ish battles to show you. This one on Castilla, it is a loss, but I do a little bit of damage, but I was alone versus 4 or so, and in this tank it's near enough impossible to win that. It's no chance because the reload is such a long reload. Like I said, 13.5 seconds reload. The speed, as I've said, isn't great. The penetration isn't great, and you'll see here I've just got my engine damage. Now, I think I have had my engine damage nearly every single battle I play in this tank. It gets damaged so much, and I mean an awful lot. Now, stupidly, I run this with the speed boost. Don't run this thing with speed boost. Use the extra repair kit because you will need it. And you can see here, 3 against 5. The LTTB misses there, which means I can take him out. So it is now 3 against 4, but that will change as both of my team will die very soon, leaving me 1 versus 4. There goes the M6, and there goes the lightweight. So I've now repaired my engine, and by now I've lost too much hit points, and I have got absolutely no chance. And you'll see one of my team there, IS2, hit the tracks, FU T-34. What do you want me to do? I've done as much as I can do. But you'll know, look, there we go. Noob bastard. Thank you for that comment. It was a very nice comment. But 13 HP left. I've got no chance against this IS2. He is a good player, and he's a tier below, but we do manage to get a lucky bounce. And you will need some bounces in this tank. You will need a few bounces. Like I said, with the reload, everything you're going to come across will out DPM you. Easy. Now, we finished that battle on 3,700 damage. The one good thing I love about this tank is the credit making. Now, 3.7k, and I made 102,000 credits. 102,000 credits. And I'll make more my next game. But so we got the T-34-3 on the end here. 1,700 DPM. Now, just as an example, I put a few tier 7s there. KV-13 medium, 2,200. T-23-3, 2,800. Comet, 2,800. Dracula, 2,100. And now we go on to the tier 6. Cromwell, 2,000. And the T-34-85, which is 1,700. Which is pretty much the same as this tank. So this tank has got the same DPM as some tier 6 mediums. It's poor. It really is poor DPM. T-32 there, which is quite a poor, not poor, but not a great tier 8 heavy. Even that has 2,100. We had a couple of TDs here. We had the Panther 2. We add that 3,000 DPM. Much better than yours. Add another one, which will add the T28 again. A very poor TD. 3,100. So this is just an example, guys. It's poor. The DPM is poor, and I really don't know why they didn't buff the DPM on this tank. It needs a DPM buff. Maybe a little speed buff, but the DPM is where it lacks. It didn't need that hull or that turret armor buff. It really didn't. So moving on to my next game, I do have to give credit to this Edelweiss, Donny, or I believe his name is, from Nasty Clan. He helps me a lot, and he saves me from the mediums, 3 mediums that will completely out DPM me, as any tank will. And we are going to come across all 3. So we're going to come across the two mediums and the light tank. So straight away, we have the T20 there. 408 alpha, not too bad. And we do get the bounce. So you will get, if you hold down, you will get bounces on the turret in this thing, because it is a strong turret. But when you get rushed like this, now the Centurion is going to rush me, the T20 is going to come across, and we've now got an RU behind me. So we need to get out of there. So as we are running away, oh look, our engine is damaged once again. But we do manage to get to the side of the RU, and 557 damage with HE. So it does have nice damage, and we're going to slowly crawl to him with our damaged engine. And this time we're going to do a high roll of 625. So that is nice. £40 this tank is. £40. Is it really worth it? I'm not sure. I think it is a bit too steep. I wouldn't pay £40 for this tank. No way would I pay £40 for this tank. If it was a bit cheaper, then sure, I'd buy it. It's not a great tank, but it's still a unique tank with that massive alpha damage, and you can still have good games in this tank. Now, yesterday I done a review on the AMX-50B, and I did say how to play that tank, or how I play that tank, is using other tanks on your team as cover. Now with this, it's very much the same. You need tanks around you because of this long reload, the DPM, as I've said, and you need tanks to focus other tanks, and that is when this tank becomes good. Or even using it, I can't even say use it as a heavy, because it's got a heavy gun. So it's a medium tank with a heavy gun. But other than that, that is pretty much it. £40 is a bit too steep in my opinion. That battle wasn't a too bad battle. We do finish on 3.1k damage, and just look at those credits. 147,000 credits with no missions. That is insane. So not a great tank. It still needs a little bit buff, and if they buff the DPM, this could actually be a really nice tank. But for now, I'm Meezy69. I will not be getting this tank, but if you do, good luck. I do wish you good luck in this tank, and I hope you do enjoy it. But for now, I'm Meezy69, and I'll see you soon.